high effort baby daddy, low effort baby daddy. Girl, if it's that bad, just get rid of them.
It doesn't make sense to force someone to do what they're supposed to do.
You love that child at the level that you love that child's mother.
Just because you forgive someone doesn't mean we're back together.
And then you move on and you have kids with another woman. Are the kids getting treated the same?
And so then they have this whole blown up story, and I'm like, what? Where did you make that up? You should write a book.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Welcome to the pickup line.
Here we go. Welcome to the pickup line. So I think one of the things that we've been seeing all over the place online, and you and I have talked about this a few times, is this phenomenon, I guess, of low effort, no effort, high effort, and low effort parenting.
Yes.
So we got people put a label on everything nowadays.
Right.
And pressure, I feel like it puts pressure on people to analyze their parenting style. However, it also maybe sets a standard for some.
I mean, yeah, I think it's a standard that is unnecessary. It's just another definition for, I guess, if you're a high effort parent, that doesn't necessarily mean you're a good parent.
That's right.
If you're a low effort parent, that doesn't necessarily mean you're a bad parent. I look at some of the videos on social media and they're like, yeah, my mom always decorated for Christmas. I didn't have to buy gas. My dad did this. I was in every extracurricular activity. I was in clubs at school. I get to pick and choose some of the things I wanted to do. That's all fine and dandy. And that's how my children were raised. But that doesn't mean that your parent is high effort or low effort. That doesn't mean that your parent is a bad parent because they weren't able to do some of the things, because not every parent can do that. Mm-hmm. And some parents work and still do that. I guess if I were to say, what kind of parent am I would definitely say I'm a high effort parent, because I like decorating for Christmas. I like decorating for Valentine's Day. I like, that my kids were in different activities and different sports and stuff, but I don't want young parents to feel like if I'm not a high effort parent, I'm not a good parent.
Right.
Or if I'm low effort and not paying attention to my kids, then I'm a bad parent. I mean, a parent needs to give their kids emotional, mental stability and safety, no matter what.
Right.
So if you want to label yourself that, you can label yourself that, but I don't think that it's necessary to put the label on or the stress on a parent or mother anymore.
Well, the things that they are listing as reflecting of a high effort parent, to me, doesn't necessarily mean that you're a good parent, like you just said, right? Mm-hmm. So there are the point of parenting is like raising good human beings, raising children that can contribute to society and the world in a meaningful way. Mm-hmm. And if that means, I don't make Easter baskets, like that doesn't mean my kids aren't going to be able to contribute, to society in a meaningful way.
Correct.
Because I can teach them other ways to do that.
Right. And some people can't afford to buy Easter baskets in this economy. Like some people cannot afford to get Easter baskets, but you can make a little note for your kid, or, and some of the lists had things like, they made me lunch every day. They were there to pick me up. That's what mothers do.
Look, wait, hold on.
High effort or low effort. That's what we do.
I'm going to talk about making lunch, because I think you have to teach your children how to be self-sufficient. So I made lunch for my kids up until probably they were like in about maybe fourth grade, maybe. And then they started making their own lunch. And I think there's any.
We bought lunch.
Well, we did that
my
too.
My kids didn't care. They were just like,
yeah. Well, now one of mine in high school, she makes her lunch. At what point do we teach them how to be self-sufficient? And I'm a working mom, so I'm gonna hand that off.
The high effort and the low effort. It's like, was it so high that the kids did nothing on their own, or what is the balance? And I love that. I love that people brag on your parents that are high effort parents. Brag on them. Thank them. Like, be sure to show them gratitude, because they don't have to do those things for you. Mm-hmm. They do it out of love.
Yeah, that's real.
And I think that's why I don't want the labels to get misconstrued. And just because, if a parent is a narcissist and is emotionally not available for a child, they're just a narcissist. They need therapy. I mean, instead of a label as low level, they need therapy. They need to go see somebody to work on that. But I don't think that not every woman fluffs pillows and buys fresh flowers, and not every mom does that every week. Mm-hmm. Those are just things that we may do every week. And that may not mean you're not going to get raised as a baddie, or you came from a bad family, or your mom doesn't really love you or really care. it doesn't necessarily mean that. But I, as a mother, and I'm speaking for myself, I liked going out of my way to do those things for my kids. I like when my kids come home and the house is decorated for Halloween. That's something that I enjoy doing. But there's a lot of mothers that probably can't go that far. There's a lot of mothers that are single and they can't buy gas for the kids every day. One of my biggest things, and I said this on the show before, is I love buying my daughters fresh flowers. I mean, you come to my house right now, there's flowers. And I want my kids to know that because I want them to feel special, not because I'm trying to be a high effort parent.
Or compare yourself to other people.
Correct.
And I do think it's important to, let your children have a childhood. And the things you just mentioned are all part of childhood, but it doesn't have to be comparison. Like my daughter's a soccer player, but if I can't make it to every single game, it doesn't mean that I'm not a good parent, although I do go to every single game because, I have the flexibility to be able to do that. But some parents don't have the flexibility to do that.
And if you're co-parenting and there's another parent involved, maybe you can switch off, right? And then that way you're both high effort, low. I mean, they put high effort, low effort on baby daddies. You have a high effort baby daddy, a low effort baby daddy. That's just, to me, that's a bit much because it's going to be what it's going to be.
I also, nothing is extreme either. Like, I believe life is made to be in the middle. I don't think it's like this or this on anything. I feel like everything is like the sweet spot is in the middle. It doesn't have to be all the way over here or all the way over there, but like right here in the middle is where the sweet spot is, because that's real. That's life. People can function in the middle spot. Correct. The extremes is where we start getting issues when we're requiring all of this.
And if you extra. Have to work, but the child's father or your husband can be at the game, maybe he should be at the game. Maybe you take turns. I can't be there. You can be there. Maybe, you guys figure out a way to compromise how to work this out. So she's not a low effort mom and he's not a low effort dad. Why don't we balance the scale so that everybody's doing what they need to do? And it's all right for dads to decorate for Christmas too. It's all right for them to send flowers for Valentine's and make sure the kids are good and make sure the kids feel special as well. Like there was one girl on there and I loved hers because she talked about, my dad would, do special things for us, go out of his way for us. He made sure we was raised as baddies. And I love that because she's going to find a man that's going to mirror her dad. And I think that's very important for dads to be involved in this high effort, low effort, whatever we want to call it. But I just call it parenting.
Just be involved in your children's life.
Yeah, I call it parenting.
Yeah.
I call it parenting. And I guess, I decorate my pumpkins at Halloween and I want to like bedazzle a pumpkin or put a bow on a pumpkin or something like that. And that's not only just for the kids, that's for me too.
That's right. Yeah.
That's for me
you
too.
You enjoy that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I just feel like I'm like, Martha Stewart. I love doing stuff like that. And if you're a mother and you've got young kids or you're tired or you're balancing everything and you see this on the internet and it's like, oh my God, I'm not a high effort mom. That doesn't mean that. I didn't decorate for this holiday, so I'm not high effort. I didn't let my kids join every single solitary after school activity they wanted to. Sometimes that's not feasible. Sometimes kids don't need to be in every single activity after school. I did it for my kids because I felt like an idle mind was the devil's playground.
Well, you had the flexibility to do it too, right?
Yes. And I felt like I wanted them to see what they liked. I wanted them to play soccer. I can remember Mariah playing soccer and she would never even run after the ball. We like, run, Mariah, run. We were just like, and then Gracie probably wanted to play other sports, but she was dominated in volleyball all the time. My son played football, broke his hand, and that was over. Yeah. I mean, that was over with the quickness. And we were like, okay, you need to bounce the ball again. But that doesn't make you low effort or high effort. And I just think that it was another level to put more pressure on parents.
I think so too.
And they don't need to add any more pressure to their lives.
And just know what your child's interests are. So if you have to decide between different activities that you're going to attend, like know what really matters to your child. Like there may be some things that are happening at their school, like they're doing an art fair and your kid's not into art. They don't care if you show up. You know what I mean? Like just know what interests have that conversation with your kids when they're, at an appropriate age. So you showing up at things that, matter to them if you have to make that choice between going or not going because of your work schedule or would have it.
Yeah, and I just think as far as a high effort boyfriend, low effort boyfriend, high effort baby daddy, low effort baby daddy, girl, if it's that bad, just get rid of them. Like, right? Just get rid of them.
What about the girl who said that would rather have a no effort baby daddy rather than a low effort? So rather than, she would just him not be around at all, because then she doesn't have to explain, why he's not there sometimes, or he says he's going to come and then he doesn't come. And,
that's why, again, I think that it doesn't need a label, because if he is basically low to no, it's not even worth the conversation, because he's not going to change. He's who he is. He's not going to put in an effort because you call him a low effort baby daddy or no effort baby daddy. And sometimes it is best if you guys can't. I know this sounds bad, but it's like, how you're cleaning up the kitchen. You're like, okay, go in there and clean up the kitchen. And you just start cleaning up the kitchen because you feel like you can clean up the kitchen better. It's almost like, if I have to teach you or walk you through this, how to be a dad, and you're not doing anything to contribute to me, the kids, and the family, I can understand her saying, I'd rather he be gone.
Right.
Because then she's just raising another child. Or it's just more stress on her. And I think that parents are stressed out enough right now with just getting up and getting them together and getting them to school and making sure they're good people and worrying about, you see parents online now talking about, my kids are biracial. I'm worried about them with ICE. I'm worried about them going out. I'm worried if they're going to think that they're another nationality. We have enough pressure and stress on us as parents to not label ourselves again. Like, so if that baby daddy is 0 to no effort or very, very low effort, I get why she don't want him there.
Yeah, she said that just helps her, keep her peace, not having to go through it. I understand that.
Peace is priceless.
I understand that. And I also think that it doesn't make sense to force someone to do what they're supposed to do. I think there may be something behind the scenes that's happening there, if that father or the mother isn't involved in their children's life. Maybe there's something happening on their end that we're not aware of, and that it's better that they're not around.
Dr. Cheyenne Bryant was on with Shannon Sharp, and she, I don't want to say this wrong, but tell me if I'm saying it wrong. She said, you love that child at the level that you love that child's mother.
Yeah, that's what she said.
And I believe that, because that gives you an excuse. I'm not with your mother, so I can't be there. Me and your mom ain't together. We don't get along, so I'm not present. I loved her at one point, but now I don't love her now. So I'm in a new relationship, so I got to back off. When she said that, Shannon looked stunned a little bit. Like, what? Like, what?
I wonder why.
No shit. I wonder. But he looked stunned. But there's truth to that. I think she's right.
That's probably why he looked stunned. He was like, wait a second. Maybe
right.
the mirror came up.
Yeah, I think she's right. Because there are men that were with a woman and had kids. When they broke up, they didn't treat the kids the same as they treat the kids with the woman they're with now.
Well, there are some situations too where the woman gets pregnant and they're not in a relationship, and maybe it's not even a relationship at all. It's like, so I think that may have an effect too. Like, you can, maybe if we did like a full study and had these different types of relationships and they had babies, we probably would see a correlation between like what the relationship with the mom is and how the father treats the kids.
But I believe that, because I think we talked about this before. Back in the day, Will and Jada made sure they were all together. Like with Will's older son and his mom, they were all together. They were all a family. They were like a melting pot. You have relationships now where it's like, okay, I broke up. I can't stand my baby mama. And it's always two sides to that story, right? So it's your side, my side, and the truth.
3 sides. Yeah.
It's always like that. It's like, I don't like her because she did this, or I don't like him because he did this. Nobody ever really knows the truth of that story, but those two and the children. The children always know. You cannot turn your child against the dad. And if you do try, when that child gets older, they will see for themselves. You do not have to explain away somebody's behavior.
No.
That person or that child will become an adult and will see for themselves exactly what it is. So when she says that, and she's talking to men about being in relationships with women, I have a lot of respect for her when she says something like, you love them at that same level, because it's true. Because now you ain't spending time with that woman all the time.
And it identifies a level of love at that point too. Maybe when they were together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean by that? Like the level of love.
Yes.
Like,
I mean,
if it was love, lust,
it happens every day. And then you move on and you have kids with another woman. Are the kids getting treated the same? In some cases, yes. But in a lot of cases, no. Because the dad is not interested. He's not putting the time in as much. He's not available as much. He's a little more spread out. And when you get to mothers and fathers not liking each other, it's a very dangerous thing. Because just because you don't like me or who I am has nothing to do with your children.
Well, it inevitably spills out to the children too. It just comes out. With that parent is with the kids and they don't like the other parent, somehow, in my experience, it comes out. You know, somehow something is said, underhand comment, you know, it just comes out and the children pick up on it. And they'll have a conversation with the other parent. Like the parent who's, if the dad is talking about the mom, then the kids are going to talk at some point, they're going to go to the mom and they're going to say, hey, dad said this. And it goes the other way too, you know? And it's being a high effort parent, if we're really labeling it, to me, the situation like with Jada and Will, where she's marrying like two families together, that is high effort.
That was very high
That's high effort. Not making Easter baskets and decorating for Christmas and going to visit going to all the games and plays and all that. Like that's being a parent. But
that is being a
high effort is like you're in a relationship with someone, you're bringing the family together. That's high effort. If we had to label it,
you can dislike your baby's mom or your ex-wife or your whoever all you want, like to your core, but who does it benefit?
Exactly.
It's still the mother of your children,
and you're still dealing with all that inside of you, all that yuck.
Children. So whatever your personal vendetta is, or whatever your personal issue is with that person, at the end of the day, does it matter? At the end of the day, does it matter? Because you still have that child. So what are you just gonna never talk to the child or never talk to the mother? Or you just gonna hate the mother until you get old enough to realize that the hatred ain't hurting nobody but you?
Yeah, you got to learn to grow up at that point. Like you just can't live your life with that much anger and hate inside of you. Like you have to learn to move past it somehow.
Just like we talk about women are trifling too. I'm not saying all women are perfect.
Real.
Or, you know, again, Dr. Bryant said that too. She said, I'm seeing a whole lot of men that are growing and moving in a positive direction.
Yes.
And I'm seeing a whole lot of women that are still stagnant and stuck in their bad ways. At this point, you know, you got to forgive.
Yes.
You got to forgive. You got to move on. I'm not saying pop bottles. I'm not telling you.
But you can forgive someone and move on. That just because you forgive someone doesn't mean we're back together.
And kids are going to get married. Kids are going to have babies.
Yeah.
There are going to be graduations. There's going to be times that the families have to get together. So you need to be able to coexist.
Yes.
You should be able to coexist with that person. I think it's important, and it's what the kids deserve. And like you said, that is high effort. Low effort is just walking away and letting it be what it is.
And easy. Low effort is easy in a sense, but it's not, because you're carrying that heaviness around with you all the time.
And it will show.
And it comes out in ways that has nothing to do with the other people that are around you.
No,
you know,
no, it doesn't.
Yeah,
it doesn't. I mean, that is one. I was looking at Pole to Pole, Will Smith's new documentary. I loved the fact that he said it took one instance. It was that slap. He said, in everything that I worked for in my life could have been gone in that one instance.
Yeah.
And it made me realize, you know, you really are not the man. You really are not invincible.
Yeah.
He said one instance.
Yep. Just like that.
So, and I watch that show and see him do things. I wouldn't be touching that tarantula. I mean, I'm like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, wow, look at the growth in this man.
What I love about it too is he's growing, and we're all seeing it happen, and he's talking about it and being able to do that. That's like a testimony, right? And now other people can look at it and grow from it too. And that's the point. Like, that's why we're here. And we're not here just for us.
And when he's out there in the
ourselves.
Amazon, he's like, woo, I made it. Jada, I made it. Like he's, and I've never been like a Jada fan, but I do respect them for holding on to their family.
Yeah.
I respect them for doing what they need to do to make it work no matter what the cost.
And doing it in front of everyone. Cameras on.
And we make mistakes. My grandmother used to tell me, if you've been with somebody or married to somebody for 30 years, you've been through some shit.
Yeah, 5 years.
You have been through some shit. You have kids with a man. Whether you're married to him or not, you are stuck with that man, and that man is stuck with that woman for the rest of their life because you share kids. So why not try to figure it out? Why not try to work it out? I think that's one of the reasons why I never tried to be friends with any of my children's fathers, women or people or whatever, because he's free to do what he wants with his life. That has nothing to do with me. And if I felt like the relationship was that serious and my kids were like welcoming it, I guess at some point I would meet him. But I didn't deem it necessary. I didn't deem it necessary. No. I didn't think it was necessary.
Yeah, we definitely talked about that. Yeah, and it wasn't. I don't think it was necessary. You were on point with that.
And I just have always said, and this is another thing with parents, if your kids want to be around whoever that person's with, let them. Let them. It was never me go, oh no, you're not going to be around her. Oh, you can't go with her. Or, let them. You're going to feel some type of way about it. I'd be lying if I said you wouldn't. You're going to feel some type of way about it. It's going to be like it's like a in your stomach. Like it's like a pit in your stomach, but
high effort. That's high effort. That's real high effort.
That's an uppercut.
If we had if it is, but being open to it, that's something that is, again, commendable. That's where you're actually growing as a person. I can't say that. It is an uppercut. It's a punch in the stomach.
It is a punch in the stomach.
It can be, especially if your kids are younger.
And when you are around somebody else's kids, keep it positive. Don't say nothing bad about their mother, because you only know about their mother what he tells you. Just like I only know about you what he tells me. And it's always a story.
Always.
It is always a story. Like it is always a story. She did this, he did that, they did this. She won't let me. She don't.
And the story becomes bigger too, because a lot of times it's because that person doesn't necessarily believe what the mother or the father was saying. And so then they have this whole, I've experienced this, whole blown up story. And I'm like, what? Where did you make that up? You should write a book. Like that's a novel. That could be a movie. All the stuff you just imagined.
That's what's so funny to me. It's because it's like what? Come on, just
be honest.
I'm gonna be real. This is really real. Nobody on earth can stop you from being with your children. Nobody can stop you from trying to
say it for the people in the back
with your kids.
Seriously, yes.
Like my grandma used to say, honey, when a man loves you, it ain't nothing he won't do to get to you. It ain't nothing he won't do for you. It is nothing that he will not share with you. That's when he loves you. When a man loves his kids, you better back your ass up.
Don't make excuses.
At all.
Well, your mom, your
daddy.
Show up.
He didn't, they didn't, she didn't.
Pull up.
Exactly. Pull up.
Yes.
Pull up and be cordial when you pull up. Be cordial. Show people that you can get along and you guys have respect for one another. Because if you don't have respect for each other, what do you want the kids to do?
Yeah. It's rough in the beginning, though, when you split with somebody. It's hard to respect them. It's hard to want to hear what they have to say. It's hard to look them in the face, especially when you've been treated, in a certain way, badly, cheated on, lied to, and then you look at this, let's look this person in the face,
And then there's always the element of, I don't live there. I live out of town. I can't make it. I'm out of town. You do what you have to do. Maybe move in town. You do what you have to do. You do what you have to do to be close with your kids. You do what you have to do to develop a relationship with your kids. I said this before on the show. It is not a child's responsibility to keep in touch with the parent. It is the parent's responsibility to keep in touch with the child.
Yeah, especially if you haven't taught that. You got to teach it. You got to teach it.
They are children. And I think that in today's society, the world is going so fast that we are not taking care of our children, which is our future.
And by not reaching out to your child, you're teaching your child that it's okay to not reach out to you or other people that they care about. Like as a parent, you're teaching this. This is what you're teaching. You're showing them how to love, how to disconnect or connect.
And there's no way on earth as a mother, and I know every mother doesn't think this, that I'm going to stop communication with my kids. I don't think it's anything that they can do to make me that mad that I would never talk to my kid.
No,
I can't imagine going, you know, for me, it's a couple days. I'm like, I need proof of life. Like, right. It's a couple days. I need to know where my kids are. I need to know that you're okay. I need to know that you're breathing. I need to know that you're peaceful. This is something that I need to know. And I know a lot of people probably think I'm helicopter mom or hovering over them. And my kids probably think that, but I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
Whatever. I don't care. I don't care. I want to know.
My mom always says what other people think about me is none of my business.
Dang, she should have told me that a long time ago. And I wouldn't have been worried about half that shit. Like, right? I would have been like, okay, mama, I got it. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, but I just, parents, high effort, low effort, just be there. Be present. Be present. Whatever that effort is.
Yeah.
If you can't get your kid a dozen roses for Valentine's and you can only buy a flower, buy a flower. Right? Sometimes less is more. Just hug them. Just give them a hug.
Yeah.
Just give them a hug.
Or make them their favorite breakfast or their favorite dessert.
I'm proud of you.
Do something with them.
Yeah,
I used to write notes in the
you.
girls' lunch boxes when I did make their lunches. I leave notes in lunch boxes for them just because I work so much. I want them to feel like, it was probably more for me than them, actually, but let them know like, hey, I'm thinking about you. I love you. You're bright, beautiful, and brilliant. You're going to have an amazing day. And that's it.
And let's rewrite the practice of loving you at the level that you love their mother or their father. Let's rewrite that practice. Let's change that narrative and love your kids because you love them anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter what level you love the mom or you love the dad. It doesn't matter. What matters the most. And I think that when I became a mother, there isn't a selfish bone in my body.
No, not at all.
And people can think it is, but it's not. My biggest concern is loving my children and making sure they're raised right. Once you become a parent, it's not about you.
It's not.
It's not about you anymore. It's about that child. It's about that child.
So I think we should also get in the habit of just like getting rid of labels. Like labels drive me crazy. I mean, I understand needing to identify things, but I mean, labeling
baby mama drives
everything.
Me crazy.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like baby daddy either. All the different things. I think that's like like our kids, it's in their face all the time. Like, what's wrong with me? Let me look it up. Oh, I have whatever the new thing is.
If you look at every single parent in the country whose mom was never married or whose dad was never married, they all baby daddies and baby mamas. I mean, that's just stupid. It's yeah, that's my baby daddy. Oh, yeah, that's my baby mama. Okay. That's the father of my children.
It just sounds a little more respectful.
Yeah. I mean, and when I talk to my kids' dad, I'm like, I'm the mother of your children. I am the mother of your children. And it's okay as the mother of your children to demand that respect. And I did, and I have my whole life with him. I demand that respect because I am the mother of your children. I do the hardest job in the world for you. I raise your children. And so he deserves a level of respect, and I deserve a level of respect. And when you put that together, that is high effort parenting. Because I got to respect you, and you got to respect me. You don't have to like me, but you do have to respect me.
Yeah, I think that's it.
That's it.
On both ends, right? Like, as best you can, respect each other.
Yeah. And learn to like each other. Shit, learn to like each other. You might have fun.
I mean, you liked each other at some point.
Maybe you should remember why you liked it.
Yeah, you liked each other at some point.
Maybe you should remember why you liked it.
I think it's okay. Right? I mean, I think it's so mature to be able to be, like you're with someone and then it doesn't work out, but still be able to have a relationship with that person and like still talk and like we recognize that we're not compatible in that way.
We did it in my family for years. I would laugh and call you and tell you I'm about to get broke up with, because I did it for years. Mm-hmm. I consider his family, his mother, my mom. I mean, we did it for years. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sure his girlfriends didn't understand it. My boyfriends didn't understand it, but it wasn't about them. It was about three little people mm-hmm. that have now grown up to be three amazing adults.
Yep, exactly.
And was it worth it? Yes.
Yes.
Because look at the end product. Mm-hmm. And we have to teach each other to get along and to be able to deal with differences. Yeah. And to be able to have, you say this to me all the time, them tough conversations. We have to be able to have a conversation. Yeah. And I think that's important. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not saying get back together with them. I'm just saying
raise your children,
coexist.
Like co-parent together mm-hmm. as best as you can. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And in today's day and age, we need to put an emphasis on co-parenting. We need both parents.
We do need both parents.
We need both parents for our young men and for our young women. We need both parents.
Yep. I can think of things with my daughters where I would like call their dad and be like, hey, this is what's happening. Can you make sure she, blah, 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 fill in the blank, when we're at that point. Mm-hmm. For a long time, that's not the case. And sometimes it's still not the case. Right. But I think if you're a single mom or a single dad and you can have the backup of that other parent, or if it's not the other parent, maybe there's someone in your circle that mm-hmm. that the child respects, that you can have them come in and say, hey,
because you remember back in the day when they would say it takes a village.
Mm-hmm. It does.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
It takes a village.
It does. And I wish I would have embraced that way sooner than I did. I feel like that's something very new that I didn't embrace. It takes a village. In my mind, I was like, yeah, it takes a village. But I was like, no, I got it. No, I got it. No, I got it. I got it. And I wasn't allowing for there to be a village.
Oh, no, I wasn't. I would have me and all my girlfriends when our kids was growing up. When they were at Mount Pisgah, we'd have them dressed alike at a concert. It'd be like, it'd be yeah. all of us. We'd all just be sitting there together. We'd meet at Marlowe's. We would do things together all the times. The kids loved each other.
I mean, that's great.
We even took all the kids to Disney one time. And we laugh about it because I'm like, we're going to take our grandkids to Disney. But those kids grew up together. Mm-hmm. And we had one friend that was still married. And we would just pile up at her house with her and her husband. Yeah. We would just do what we did. We had our wine night. And Lord, wine night, I was like, I don't know how we got home. I don't even know how we got home.
It's another show.
That's a whole nother show. Like I don't even
know how to get home after wine night.
How to. We had wine night every Friday. We'd have lawn chairs out. Kids would be in their little Jeeps. We'd have the golf cart out. We would be having the best time in the cul-de-sac. Mm-hmm. All the mamas sitting back in our little lawn chairs, kids playing. And then we were like, done. And I don't think there was Uber. I don't really think we had Uber then.
No, I don't think Uber was around when the kids were little. There was no Uber. You had to call a taxi.
Well, my youngest would always stay. Mm-hmm. She would always stay. They would always stay. Sometimes if it was too late, they would always stay. And you know what? Sometimes I would stay too.
Yeah, I would say find your village. You got younger kids, or it's never too late. Like find your village. I tell my daughters this. I'm like, find friends at school that are, going through play similar sports, or it's not similar sports, but have similar interests, or play sports, or you can relate to, because it's good to be able to talk to people about what you're experiencing, because they'll have some input, and you'll be like, oh, I didn't think about that. Or you can maybe help them. You can be, give them some advice on something, a way that they can handle situations. So I definitely think it's important to have those people around you.
When I see the kids like that are growing up now and they're having babies and their mothers now, and they say, oh my God, I remember us this when we were little. I remember this. I remember coming to your house when I was a little girl. Yeah. I love that. I love that. I love the stability that it offers. And I just, if I was to give a gift to a young mother, I would just say, do the best you can. Parenting is not perfect.
No,
we can't buy perfect parenting. I can't write you a book on being a perfect parent. You're going to have highs. You're going to have lows. Try to work it out with the other parent. Try to figure something out. Try to make everybody's lives easy, and make sure that child has the happiest childhood they can remember. That's the most important
thing. I say that, and sometimes you got to let your kids figure it out.
Oh yeah.
I'm just adding that because sometimes people hear happy and they think no problems. There's gonna be stuff that happens
even when they're grown.
And but it's like let it happen, and let them become resilient. Let them see that they have what it takes to get through the times that are challenging.
The best lesson is a bought lesson.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is the best lesson.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us. We would love for you guys to follow, click, subscribe, share.
And if you guys want to talk about something, if it's house cleaning, carpooling, whatever you want to talk about, let us know, because that's what we're here for.
Absolutely.
We're here to help you make your life easier.
In the pickup line.